President Trump is about to change everything for the United States if they don't kill him first, and we just got some bombshell news on that front, which we'll get to in a moment. It's shocking. Guys, we're at the ultimate tipping point moment right now for the United States. As of this Tuesday morning, there's only 42 days left until the election. And we better wake up to what's happening. We are going through the largest fundamental change in the structure of our country and the United States dollar in our history, period. I've got a couple of big news updates to get to today. These aren't just small stories. They are country-changing items that the mainstream media, of course, is ignoring. But first, on one side, you have a deep state that wants no borders at all in the United States. It wants to control and monitor everything you do. They want to come to your home if you're a legal gun owner. Listen to Kamala Harris.
Just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible.
Here's what Tucker Carlson said about Kamala's gun statement. This is openly totalitarian. If we don't resist this, we are done. He's absolutely right. And these are the same nut jobs that want a global government run by the United Nations. And the other side wants to return America to what made this country great: closed borders, self-sustaining drilling, manufacturing here at home, increasing tariffs so China can't destroy our country by dumping cheap goods here, by saying Washington will decide how Americans live, not the United Nations, or some global cabal led by billionaires like Klaus Schwab. Heck, we don't even know who's currently running the United States. Demented Joe Biden just held his first cabinet meeting in 2024 and immediately turned the meeting over to his wife Jill to run the meeting. You can't make this up.
So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has, and it's all yours, kid.
You know, sometimes the White House surprises me.
This is unconstitutional. What the hell is happening here?
That's
This is why the deep state cabal is so worried about President Trump, because they won't control him. His plan, he just revealed, is to go back to the roots of George Washington's statement about keeping America focused on America. George Washington believed in isolationism. The deep state, though, has tried to make that a bad word, isolationism. It's not. George Washington believed it deeply. Keeping foreign governments out of our business, and we stay out of other countries.
Bro, if you played Assassin's Creed 3, I believe it was, you will understand how that country came about, like how they ran against the Indians and how they secretly formed these factions and these secret meetings to gain control of the society. You gotta play Assassin's Creed 3 to understand how very serious they were in building that society, that government, and gaining control over the public. Like Assassin's Creed 3, check it out.
Business. Trump's running mate J.D. Vance just got attacked by that Ukrainian troll Zelensky for saying we need to end that war. Yeah, that little troll dictator who canceled democratic elections was in Washington yesterday begging for more money, signing missiles and weapons up in Pennsylvania, and lecturing Trump and J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is absolutely sick of it.
I've gotten a lot of flack in the last jest that before our leaders obsess over a Ukrainian and Russian border 6,000 miles away, maybe they better guarantee the sovereignty of their own country and their own border first. It's just time to stop. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being...
These conversations just sound like Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now it's just like in front of an audience, whereas before these conversations they had were in secret meetings. Like
told that we have to care more about people 6,000 miles away than we do people like my mom and my grandparents and all the kids who are affected by this crisis.
So turning America away from this form of globalism is Trump's new plan, and they want to kill him for it. I'll talk more about this plan in a minute, but first, yesterday we learned that Biden's Department of Justice published a bounty letter calling for the assassination of President Trump. Yeah, they published Trump shooter Ryan Routh's letter that said, quote, "I'll pay anyone $150,000 who can complete the job." This is the same DOJ that couldn't release the Tennessee trans shooters.
they only released that so the light can hit the right people's eyes to, go forward with the plan. Because anybody knows, like, to post it is to advertise it.
Manifesto, the nut job that shut up a Christian school, but they can absolutely release a bounty letter to assassinate Trump. They really want him dead. In fact, we just learned from the former Attorney General Bill Barr, he said he was absolutely dumbfounded that the DOJ would release this letter, and he said the only reason they would do it is to risk further violence to the president. This was politically motivated. And this weekend, we learned that the deep state is actively trying to kill Trump by using any means necessary. According to Congressman Matt Gaetz, he's learned that 5 different kill teams are now actively trying to kill former President Trump.
I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what he has assessed is that there are 5 known assassination teams in the United States.
So there are 5, I just want to follow up, 5 assassination teams. Are they all targeting Trump? Is it other officials?
Yes. No, wow. I should have been clear about that. 5 teams that we know are targeting Trump.
According to the reports, 3 of the kill teams are said to be foreign and 2 are said to be of domestic origin. In other words, our federal government, our deep state cabal, is yes, actively trying to assassinate Trump to stop his election and his plan from being implemented. They are terrified. So why are they trying to kill him? Well, it's very simple. Follow the money. As we record this on this Tuesday morning in New York City, the United Nations is meeting to vote on their new plan for us all. It's called the Pact for the Future. And they've kept it hidden from you. But this new plan by the United Nations would essentially take the power out of our country's hands, place them into a global governing body. This is the United Nations 2.0. They will tell us what to eat, how to travel, how we conduct our finances, controlled by the World Bank. They don't want us using Bitcoin or any other self-empowering currency. They want control. This is happening in New York right now. I spoke to investigative journalist Derek Brose, who's at the United Nations as we speak, and he says Americans have no idea what's coming.
Of course, this whole thing is a major push towards a global government. They don't like to use those terms. They prefer multilateralism or global governance. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's a more empowered UN to act, to compel nations to do whatever they want. And then the other important aspect that we can get into further is the financial aspect. They keep discussing the need for a new Bretton Woods moment. And of course, Bretton Woods is the post-World War II creation of the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank.
It's terrifying. These globalists will stop at nothing. But what they're really scared about is Trump's plan, which ends 70 years of the Bretton Woods Agreement. The agreement put in place after World War II. It worked for many years. America would protect all these countries if they used the US dollar as the reserve currency. America would close down factories, send those factories to your small country, and you would be able to build up some nice wealth. But you've got to use the US dollar. Well, Trump is about to kill all of that. The end of Bretton Woods. Bretton Woods has killed America, and Trump's plan kills it. Remember, Bretton Woods was implemented by a global cabal of millionaires. It's the exact opposite of what George Washington wanted. And there's been no one around to say enough is enough, this is stupid. You mean we're going to spend billions to build up Ukraine's military while our military is crumbling? You mean we're going to offshore this manufacturing so that Europe and other countries can become economic dynamos while America crumbles? Now Trump is about to drop the hammer with his new plan. Under this new Trump era, it's an era where America comes back to life. You take the advantages that you gave up to other countries, manufacturing, Bitcoin mining, AI development, energy production, all of it, and you bring it back to America once again. You may love Trump, you may hate Trump, it doesn't really matter. This plan is the reason they're trying to stop him. It's an end to the globalist agenda, and they're terrified of it. They're terrified of losing power. So that's the news update part of today's video. Now I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is tied directly to everything we just talked about, and Trump's plan to bring Bitcoin mining fully back to the United States. That company is DeFi